Hello all, welcome back, or if you're new to the show, also a very big welcome. As you can see, welcome to Dutch Diecast Collector. Today I got a subject that I was thinking about for a while now. I was thinking to do a comparison video again. Corgi and Hobbymaster Tornado today. From the corner of Corgi, I brought the F3. Let me pick her up gently. So a Corgi F3. Really excellent, cool model, mainly to show the stand. And of course a J3, this one from Saudi Arabia, in a very cool camouflage. And of course from Hobbymaster we'll bring Debbie and another Luftwaffe Tornado. We're going to dig into those three. The F3 is mainly here for the stand. It's not 100% comparable, but it has some reference material, mainly for the stand that I want to show at. And we're going to dig into material weight, how's the balance, how's the looks of things. They're both quite equal from my point of view, and I think both did a great job. They both have their pluses and minuses, and the Tornado has been something that's been argued for quite some time. The 148 scale from Corgi has been bashed quite badly, I noticed. I don't know how the Franklin Mint 148 did back in the day, but I know that people say that the proportions are not correct and so on. I don't have any personal experience with that, so sorry for that. I'm mainly here just to compare Hobbymaster versus Corgi. I'm not looking so much as how perfect is it versus the real one-on-one thing. Alrighty guys, so just to represent a little bit. So we have the Corgi F3, mainly just to show the stand. We have from Hobbymaster here Debbie, mainly also just to show the stand part and how does it stand on a stand. Height difference, I don't know if the G3 and F3 are that bad. Sorry for that, guys, I don't know 100%. Then from Hobbymaster a Luftwaffe one, and also from Corgi then a Saudi Arabia one in the dock in the back. Yeah, we're going to go over all these three. I'm going to mainly focus a little bit first on the stand parts, so how are the stands so I can put them away. But also some armory and some wing action, that's possibility here. But let's roll as we go. Monster stand, it's nicely slotted always. By the way, guys, I don't wear gloves right now. I clean my hands always really well. Something I recommend, degrease them properly. So the stand goes into the frame. I have to say it's always proper. It feels really sturdy. The weapons can nicely fit next to it on this one. And the stand in general is pretty pleasant. It's around the height of an F100 in the background. Not too high. Then again, if I look at a Corgi F3, I think this is the same mold as the Aviation 72 used, because I had a couple of Aviation 72s for sale. It's really loose on there, to be honest, a bit scary, and it's the same scary design that also the Heinkel has. I'm not sure if this is the right stand. I think it should be. There's a little pen in there, but it's not, doesn't go all the way down, so it's sitting quite roomy. The weaponry is quite loose under there, and it already falls underneath. So yeah, I'm not super happy with that in general. But in general, the stand is not bad. So it's something you could display together quite easily. So that's it a bit for the stands. So this is the easy topic. I didn't weigh them yet, and so sorry if I don't have it on image. So I'm gonna lift you guys up, I hope. So it's 300 and... I hope I can get an image. 339 grams. So it's not so heavy. It's quite light, which is a positive. It doesn't have to be heavy to be good, but it feels really like a quality piece. They're nice to find secondhand, by the way. That poor little kitchen scale has run more hours here than with my wife. So it's 366, so 33 grams more. I'm keeping it a bit lifted because the wheels are coming off. But roughly, 383. No. Alrighty guys, so a close up on the Hobbymaster and Corgi as promised. Yeah, I'm going to do two variants. We're going to do them individually, and then later on I'm going to walk them over with the camera here, just to show the differences. We're going to start with the Corgi in this case. Now, as I said in other parts of the video, the Corgi needs a stand to not flip. This is not overreacted, by the way, just there's no weight in the front, so it would need some lead. Now, let's discuss paint right away. Paint is really good. So the Arabian colors are nicely done. It's a different G-type Tornado. It's not the standard G3. Don't know the exact numbers, but there are differences between them, so don't compare the frames too much. But the costing we can talk about, and also the mechanics. So first thing that you might notice, the wings are quite floppy. Now floppy not just in that way, but also in the top and the front. And the wing in the back, it's not super friendly. But there's a lot of play in that whole story. The wings are the worst, in my opinion. I'm not going to move them too much, but there is that play for a ton. Then going forward to the cockpit, pilots are installed. The visor, I don't know if it can stay up. No. I believe there was 2 sets of glass in there, but I'm not 100% sure. Sorry for that, guys. I don't have the box nearby. But I'm assuming 2 sets of glass, but it's not easy. Canopy also is quite loose on there and not really great. Details on the tank, the air intake are limited details, which you will see with the Hobbymaster is a lot better. And also inside of the air intake, there is limited detail. Wheels rotate and move, so that's quite cool. The armory is quite loose under there. It's hold and with a bit of blue tack. One thing that happened with the previous owner of this plane, during a hot summer, the rubbers fell out. So this frame is held together with some screws, and these started falling out, he told me. He put this one back, the other one he lost, unfortunately. They're of a rubber material, so that happens. Then another thing that I really hate about this mold, it has play in the head. Now, it's a bit hard to see. I can see if I can hold the frame a bit better. So you see there's like a millimeter of play in there. And it moves up and down quite badly. The canopy, again, is falling open. As for paint and decaling, it's quite okay. Like, there's not much bad about that to say that Corgi is good at that. But I feel, maybe because it's a bit older mold, I'm assuming than the one from Hobbymaster, but in general, I'm not a big fan of it. It's quite rough. Then landing gear itself, it's loose pieces, so it's loose panels. It's not modular, but movable wheels, that's cool. But then again, I hate this little Hot Wheel pack here. Not really a big fan of that. Bombs and so on, really nicely detailed. The stand itself, as you saw on the F3, it's not bad. Biggest downside is that you need this little bag to hold it down. And then we're going to come to Hobbymaster. Now, I'm going to already tell you something. If you pick this one up, you feel a lot more premium. The canopy, it's a bit like the F16. It goes first up, the mechanism comes free, and you can push it in the upward position, so that's really nice. And it's even easy to pop the glass out if needed, if you really need to do some work on it. And it also holds down really well. The wings, no play. And the head, no play. This is better molded, a lot better. The wings move really subtle. It feels like there's a little bit of a nylon or something in there. You feel really a smooth action. The air intakes, a lot better, a lot more detailed. So they actually took the time to give it a little bit of an incape, so you can actually go a bit in there. There is no details in the intakes, but that's okay. The exhaust, it's quite okay. It's limited detailed, same as the Corgi one. Then weaponry and landing gear, super easy to install, but also loose parts. So there's modular parts in there. Oh, this is modular, sorry, my apologies. I always forget. So the front is a modular piece. The rear is just loose wheels and 2 claps. It's quite okay. The lights are not detailed. It's just basic silver on there. The same goes for the Corgi. It's also quite basically detailed on that one. The stand cover hole is here. Now if you put the runway dispenser in, that's gone, which is a bit of a shame, but I get why they didn't. Now the rear flap doesn't move. It's plastic, by the way. And for the Corgi, it's die-cast, so that's quite nice. The difference, at least, between those two, but doesn't do finish for the details. Paint and decals are what you use from Hobbymaster. At least I'm always pleasant. And of course, in the set, just like the Corgi, you have some plugs to blind plug this center hole here. So you don't have to worry about a nasty hole to look at. Weaponry is really smooth under there, I have to say. With this one, I actually dare to move everything a little bit. It's quite a tight fit, which is a good thing. Is it perfect? Probably not. Maybe in time it will end up like this one. But in general, not bad. So let me dismount my camera and we'll walk over both at the same time. So we're going to go to each part, and you can also give your own opinion on like what do you think of the details that you will see. And we'll look at some big differences that I saw at least. Let's first have a look at both planes. I have the camera in my hand. I will use a knife to point a little bit. So I will zoom in as best as I can. It's like only 2 zoom. The pitot is a nice big difference. I don't know if that's an era difference because there's also some antennas on the top of this model. So I hope that I'm comparing apples with apples, but not 100% probably. The pitot on the Hobbymaster, from my feeling, a lot less detail in there, but this could be era difference. So please be patient with that with me. Like, I don't know everything. Then the casting itself and the paint that's in there. The lines are a bit rough, and I have to say also the paint looks a bit orange peeled here. And also the details around the canopy head, there's some paint sticking out. The pilots are limited detail. I don't have the Hobbymaster pilots in there, sorry. Then the angle sensor here, it's all quite basic. The letters are really nice for the size, and also the logo from Saudi Arabia, really nicely done. I believe at least this is Saudi Arabia, sorry if it's not. Luftwaffe logos and action logos, caution logos and so on, all nicely done. The casting is nicely filled in with the paint. I have to say really subtle on the glass, by the way. If I compare the glass from Corgi to the one from Hobbymaster, there's a big difference. Another thing that I noticed is, of course, the air intake, like I mentioned. So the exit intake for the engine. The details on the rear here, there's quite a big difference for me. For the Hobbymaster, a big win there. Also the attachment of the wing, so how the wing is sitting inside the frame and the casting. There's a little bit of a gap here. You can put the blade even between. The blade is like half a millimeter thick roughly, maybe a bit more. And the Hobbymaster fixed this a lot better, but that could also again be an era difference. I don't know 100%, so I need some Tornado expert here for that one. The tails and the bone over the back, the bone structure, they're roughly the same. I didn't really find anything unique. The biggest change in the back for Corgi and Hobbymaster is that the tail is movable in the back here, and that for Hobbymaster that's a single piece, let's say, from plastic. This is Diecast, so that's really cool. Then the exhaust details, not bad on both. Both have their pluses and minuses. I found that the details inside of the Corgi one is a little bit better, so you can actually see a little bit more of detail. I'll see if I can get there. So there's a bit more detail inside, and yeah, the Hobbymaster is a bit more subtle. It's also a lot deeper, the engine parts. As for paint, both are strong candidates. I couldn't say anything bad about either. They all have their pluses and minuses, but mainly the framework of the Hobbymaster I like a lot better. Another thing I like about Hobbymaster a little bit better is they released a lot more. I think Corgi gave up a bit too soon with this one, because there is potential still in the mold. Another thing that I just noticed is that the front of, let me see if I can stable, the front details again on the glass here also, it's a lot better finished. So bang for your buck. I have the feeling that Hobbymaster did a way greater job, especially looking at details, like not tipping over. And at this one, if I take it off the rail, poop, it falls off. So it's cool that it takes off, but it's taking off a bit too soon for me. So you really need the stand pickup in the back, and you can roughly aim where it needs to be. It's good that it's in the kit, but that's a bit of a downer, and most people lose that little bit. So I'm happy that I have it with this used one. But in general, if I look at this one, also purchase used, I'm a lot more happy with this one. But yeah, for me, as an end talk here, Corgi for sure set the benchmark in the beginning, but if I look later on Hobbymaster's endeavors to explore the Tornado further, I'm a much bigger fan of the Hobbymaster one. Why? The casting mainly is a big plus. The weight distribution, the wings, the weaponry, how it hangs under there, the overall aesthetic and the overall feel, it feels more premium in my hands at least. But that doesn't mean that the Corgi F3 or G3 are horrible planes. No, not at all. Even the Aviation 72 one is not super bad. But if I would have to pick and I have to spend money on it, my own cash, which I usually do on these planes, which you see around me, I would go for Hobbymaster in this case. That doesn't mean that Corgi is bad, by the way, but just for me, a personal preference right now. So please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you like this. And mainly subscribing always helps me a lot, getting feedback and mainly getting to know more people in the community, because I met some awesome people lately from DWC, Mark and the team. Awesome people on Facebook, by the way, check them out. But also Heavy Metal Diecast. Chris, of course, a well-known figure on the YouTube platforms and also on forums. Also a very yeah, well-respected member for me. He always shows me the latest planes, and I think like, shit, I should buy that one too. So that's not good for me. But also other people and friends that have been sharing lately, I want to thank you all for that. You guys make it more fun for me in dire times and in good times and in bad times and all that stuff. So thank you. Stay safe and hope to see you next time. Ciao. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.